What's up, guys? Time to show off another build going out to my buddy Jay. He saw one of the other Komandirskie builds I did and wanted one similar, so we did his custom and unique to that one. But same style brushed case and coin bezel, but on this one, along with that Komandirskie dial, we did a raised resin-filled minute insert. Did a set of black and red hands from my buddy Yuri with a really cool seconds hand. It just happened to match perfectly with the black right at where it sets. So it's like, it actually just looks the part. So since this has a black date wheel and a black 24-hour wheel that goes around at the top, which you also have a little wheel right here. Don't know if you noticed that. But just in case you didn't, as it's getting closer to like 8 or 9 o'clock, this starts changing to black. So it's almost like telling you, hey, it's daytime outside. Military version, and then your date wheel. Komandirskie engraved crown. I happen to have a couple of these left. I haven't done Boctok mods in a very long time, so happen to have a matching one. Did a low profile exhibition caseback, and I also happen to have some Komandirskie engraved clasps still in 22mm. So you got a brush engineered brush clasp. The Komandirskie matches down here along the bottom, if that will focus. There we go. And that is your build, sir. Now, a couple things. You're going to go, oh, date wheel. These do not have a quick date set on them. So you'll learn all about that. So I'm going to show you how that works. Oh, and I also did a red glass insert. Normally, you don't have inserts in Komandirskie cases. A 350 is a Komandirskie case. They do not do inserts in the glass. But this insert adds 100 meters of water resistance to the glass, makes it much harder to press in. But typically on Komandirskie cases, whenever you buy these, they're not going to have a glass that has the glass ring insert. That's typically silver. Those are typically on the amphibia cases, or I think some versions of the newer Boctok or Boctok watches. But amphibia donor watches are going to have the glass ring in the glass. I typically add that in, but some of them I can't do that with. Some of our bigger dials, it puts a little bit more pressure on that, and if I'm using a thicker dial, they're actually pushing against each other, and you can't quite get your case closed. So but this, you can actually see. It's nice and dominant in there. As well as a red movement holder, which that you might not be able to see because you can't really see in there on the sides. But we do have a red movement holder in there. So automatic mechanical. You've got that rotor in the back. You're going to back the crown off the threads to wind it. You want to wind it before you put it on every single time, because unless you are setting the time and then being super active, you're going to lose time. So back the crown off the threads. Do you hear it and feel it clicking? At that point, you can wind. And a wind is clockwise as you're looking at it from the side. Turning it towards you does not wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. Or if you start threading it on, you can unthread it and put a little tension on it to pull it out a little bit. Do that for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on. That mixed with that rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day, but if you do it for a little longer, you'll max out your 31-hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. When you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull it to the one and only click. You can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. And you'll also notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure through there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and advance the date a day. You see that 3 jump to a 4? Okay. No quick date set, remember? The way to do it is to go backwards. You see that 4, it's kind of hiding, and then it kicks back out. Kicks back out around 9. I go ahead and run it back to 8. And the reason for that is sometimes that date wheel will kind of get caught mid-click. And the only way to advance it is to go a full 24-hour that direction. And if you forget to do that and you do another half back and forward, you have to have your watch taken apart to fix that. So what I do, just go back. So we're at 5. We should see 6. That's literally how you advance it. So we move watches around, jump from watch to watch. But you got to think, some people aren't doing that. And they are wearing their one watch. So they set this once, and they're always wearing it. So this isn't really a big deal. But you can see date advance doesn't actually take too terribly long. I think today is the 14th. Okay, Google, what's today's date?
It's Saturday, December 14th, 2024.
Okay, December 14th. There we go. Okay, Google, what's the time? 10.
7 a.m.
7. Might be a little bit. There we go. When you're good, you're going to push it over, get it out of that time setting. Wind it down and see, it's nice and white. Later, we had it black when we were down there at 12. And that's how you do that. So it might feel like a little bit of a pain, but it's not too terrible. That's the build, buddy. Bezel, I didn't show you this. Bezel will turn left, it'll turn right. It is a tension ring bezel. Not a click style bezel. Every build's going to come with matching beads. Entirely up to you how awesome you are, whether you wear those or not. And I happen to have a reddish burgundy-esque style Boctok slider box still from like 2019. So you'll get to have that and be all matchy-matchy. Build will come with watch cleaner. This is a foamer, good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. You're also going to get fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged, along with a collar matching microfiber. Because you can scratch your acrylic glass. If you do, you'll put a tiny bit of this on it and you'll buff it out using this microfiber. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, filling that scratch, haze it, buff it out. If you scratch the brushed, just do single passes with the green side of a Scotch-Brite. If you get it up here, just go single passes curved and brush it in. You're not really removing the scratch, you're just making it where you don't see it anymore. So that's your build, good sir. I hope you like it, man. I think this thing came out freaking stellar. And I think this is Jay's first watch from me. If not, I apologize. I should know better. But we'll get it ready for you, man, and get it sent out. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out. I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.